Well, hello and welcome all you wonderful people out there in YouTube land to the Texas Special YouTube channel. For this month's Moe's Hobby Shop video, we take a look at this Bachmann Norfolk Western FM 4416 diesel locomotive, more affectionately known by the railfan community as a baby train master. The little brother to the famous Fairbanks and Morse 16 16-66 or 14-66, same diesel engine for the prime mover, but a 6-axle motor instead of a 4-axle like this guy. As I said, this is a Bachmann engine. I'm not sure if this is a DC ready model or not. This is a early 2000s locomotive from the looks of it. About 05 to 2010-ish range probably. So let's dive into this guy and take a look. To open the box, you just open the tab on the end here. It's a regular box, no trick to it. And slide this guy right on out. He is in a protective... Why does everything have to be 10 times harder on camera? A protective sleeve. It's supposed to be in a protective sleeve. Around a plastic cradle. Now on the top and on the undersides you have this right here is your warranty card plus 2004, there it is. A little deal you can fill out to receive a catalog. On the bottom is the important stuff. This is your legalese for the warranty, and the owner's manual and all that other fun stuff is right there. So we'll set that aside so I don't lose it. I don't know how attached Mr. Moe is to that type of stuff, but I don't plan to find out either. So you pop this off and lift the top of the cradle, and then ever so carefully just lift the engine out and set it on the track. Now, I am not a Norfolk and Western guy or an FM guy by any means, but I do know that Norfolk and Western very strongly preferred that their locomotives run long hood forward. So, yep, there it is. Little F right there, designating the front of the locomotive. There's my pointer. So, first thing I noticed with this engine is the paint scheme obviously is prototypically correct, and honestly, how hard is it to screw up black? Yeah, I know you could be a different shade, yada yada. Black is black. Okay, I don't get into those nuances of midnight versus whatever the hell. Black is black. All right. The Norfolk and Western lettering here is very nicely done. There's no bleed over into the black. It's very crisp separation between the lettering and the black. Nice and consistent throughout. You have the 147 road number here and the Norfolk and Western Herald right here in the appropriate spot underneath the cab. You do have crew members in the cab. They are facing the correct direction. This is a brakeman here, a fireman here. You have a little single chime air horn here, and there's another one on the opposite side, on the engineer side. You have a bunch of cast-on grill detailing along the side of the locomotive, as well as here, here, here. All the door and latch and hinge detailing along the long hood is correct. You have this cast-on grill here, but you also have a see-through grill right here and a see-through etched metal grill here. This fuel tank is a one-piece casting here attached to the frame rather than the body. These grab irons are plastic, very flexible plastic, but they're still very easily breakable if you're not paying attention all the way around. The pilot has the correct arrangement for the steps in that it's not just one solid block of plastic. There is actually little gaps in between the steps, so that is nice. The trucks are very well done. You can see the air brake cylinders here, 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 and here, as well as the leaf spring detailing, shocks, the journal bearing covers. Very nice, very nicely done engine. One thing I will note is if you can see there's a little bit of play in the side frame of this truck here on the front of the locomotive. This front truck has a little bit more play than this rear truck. So that could probably be more securely attached, or could have been more securely attached at the factory, but overall not a bad attempt by Bachmann. I don't know how well you guys can see it, but there is actually some good brake shoe detailing here and here, here, and here as well. So we will take a look at the rear of the locomotive. Again, you see the nice Norfolk and Western Herald right there, very nicely done. You see the safety chain on the end of the hand railings is molded out of plastic. It's not an actual chain. You've got a cast-on grill here. You have a little separately applied grab iron or hand railing, whatever you want to call it, right here. You've got the separately applied non-functional coupler cut lever. You have a footboard here on the locomotive for a brakeman, and the Bachmann Easy Mate magnetic operating knuckle coupler. These number boards, when illuminated, show the road number 147, and this engine does have directional lighting, by the way. And of course you have the headlight right here. We'll come around and look at the front of the locomotive, and you can see it is done up essentially identically. You've got the hand railings, you have the number boards, which when illuminated display 147, headlight, Norfolk and Western Herald, very nicely done, proper location and all. You have the grab iron here, you have the coupler cut lever, which this one's a little bit more movable. You have the Easy Mate knuckle coupler, footboard, and I neglected to mention it, but the footboard does actually have safety tread, and it is not a solid casting. There is actual little grid. It's actually made like a little grid, a grill pattern. The walkways along the long hood and pilot and the short hood lack safety tread, slip resistant tread, whatever you want to call it, but that's fine. Looking at the top of the locomotive, I'm going to try to do this very carefully because of the hand railings. Damn it. There we go. Alright, there we go. You can see both of the single chime air horns here and here. You can see that the short hood, cab, and long hood are three separate pieces. You've got a see-through grill right here. You have see-through grills right here. And yes, you can, if you look at it from the right angle, you can see fans in there for the cooling fans. And you have the two exhaust stacks, which are prototypically correct. This locomotive features 8-wheel electrical pickup and drive. So you have electrical pickup and drive or tractive effort across all 8 wheels. The couplers are attached right here with a little screw and right here with a little Phillips head screw. So they're relatively easy to change out. As I said, this is a DC model. This is not a DCC model. I want to say that it's DCC ready, but do not quote me on that. Don't try getting a plug and play decoder and then, turns out you got to do some solder work and, oh, Texas Specials. Nah, I said I think it is, but don't quote me on it. Now, let's get this guy fired up. I'm going to be running with the Zephyr today because I don't feel like rehooking up my MRC Rail Power 1370 back to the track. You can run these guys you can run conventional DC trains with a Zephyr. You just have to punch in loco and then address number 0 and you have control of DC engines. Alright, you can disregard what I said earlier about running with the Zephyr. I just went ahead and hooked my Rail Power transformer up. So we're going to start off running in forward. You can see the headlight kind of sort of coming on there. Let me back this guy up so we can get a good run. And I'm going to hold him so y'all can see the headlight and number boards coming on a little better. So there you see the headlight and number boards on the rear. And I'm going to reposition the camera so you can see the same thing on the rear of the engine. About 40% throttle, or excuse me, about 30% throttle on my MRC transformers when this guy starts moving. You can see it's nice, smooth motor action. So we'll take it ahead and up past the switch into the siding and couple up to the train that I have standing by, ready to run around the railroad with this guy. I've got a 10-car freight train on the track, but the first car in the consist is a track cleaning car, a Walthers track cleaning car. So in reality, it's more like a 12 to 14 car long freight train with the additional resistance that the track cleaning car provides. And so we can see how this guy handles my switches. We are going to be running through the siding today just to test out this engine real thorough on these easy track switches. So this is a pretty nifty little locomotive. Um, I would love to get my hands on a 6-axle version lettered for the greatest railroad that ever existed, in my humble opinion. But still a cool little engine. Probably be giving this back to Mr. Moe here pretty quick. And as you could see, it had no problem handling these 18-inch radius curves with cars coupled to it. Smooth little runner. Kind of a loud motor, kind of louder than I was expecting it to have, but other than that, I mean, all around great engine. If you're a Norfolk and Western modeler, or you just love these particular engines, Bachmann made them in more than one paint scheme. I can't remember off the top of my head what they all were, but they're nifty little engines, and if you want one of these, or you have one, and all you got's 18-inch radius, if you think you're stuck out, believe me, you're not. This thing handled every single piece of curve track on this railroad is 18-inch radius curves, and it handled all the curves no problems. So if it handled all the mainline curves without any issues, then it'll excel spotting and pulling cars on the industrial lead as well. But I thank y'all for watching. I hope you found it entertaining. Texas Special, out.